The Chicago Bulls really made little moves in the offseason. They did fire coach Jim Boylen and did hire Billy Donovan. I did do a video on this team a month ago, and I do believe this team has a bright future ahead if their pieces grow to their potential. Billy Donovan is a coach where he can help push your team to be playoff contenders. Coby White could be a nice complementary scoring guard who does need to grow as a playmaker, but he has shown signs that he can be a starter for the Bulls and become something more. Coby does have scoring potential and can grow as a defensive guard. Last season, his production grew and grew as he got minutes. The team fed him 23 minutes at the beginning of the season, but once February hit and Coby was a starter again around 30 plus minutes a night, he was scoring 20 points per game and giving you around 4 to 6 assists a night. He does need to be a consistent shooter. His 3-point shooting dipped in March, but Coby has shown the signs that with starter minutes, he can give this team a boost offensively. They didn't draft an immediate playmaker in the draft, something I thought they would prioritize, but the team shocked everyone and selected Patrick Williams with the 4th pick. Now after the pick, it puzzled me because I thought they would trade down and take him because Patrick was projected to go in around the late lottery, like around 11, but reports were showing that Patrick was really impressing teams with his workouts, so he boosts his draft stock with this. The only sample size we can go off on is what we've seen Patrick at Florida State. And from his college play, he looked to be a project, a good defensive piece who can come in and be an immediate help on the defensive end, but he does need to polish up some parts of his offensive game going to the next level. Now, this is where fans have to trust the front office here and their decision. Patrick Williams does have potential to be something really good, and it may take time, and in those workouts, he must have really shown the team that he wasn't a late lottery pick. He projects to be a power forward on the next level, and this does cause concerns for Lauri Markkanen, who has had a down year, and he is someone who really has to have a bounce back year for this team. They also drafted Marko Simnovich in the 2nd round, and this seems like he will be a draft and stash guy. But when Marko does come in, he is a 7-foot center who has potential as a big man passer and 3-point shooter, but there is questions about his defense coming into the NBA. Not sure if he can be a reliable rim protector or a guy who can guard the perimeter. They brought in undrafted guard Devon Dotson on a 2-way deal, and he may see some time in the G League before seeing minutes in the NBA. The team brought in Zach Norvell and also brought in Noah Vonleh, who is going to be a 3rd-string center for this team, and Noah really isn't that special of a player. This was a solid signing just in case of any injuries to their centers, and it was a cheap 1-year deal for him. The team did resign Denzel Valentine, bringing him back, which was interesting considering him falling out of the rotation. Their biggest addition was Garrett Temple, who is a veteran guy, can really help be a voice for the locker room for this young team, but he is 34 years old and his shooting has regressed over the past few seasons. Not the most consistent guy, but can help the team defensively as a guard. He's a vet, which does help any young team. This signing may have been something to replace the loss of a Chris Dunn, who ended up signing with the Atlanta Hawks. And this team really wasn't active in trading or signing guys. This team is healthy and they are going to run it possibly with Coby, Zach, Otto, Lauri, and Wendell Carter starting lineup. This will be a team that I expect to be competitive in the East and challenge for a playoff spot at least. May not make the playoffs, but should see some growth on this team next season. They have a good young core to build with and be competitive with. We just now need to see how if this team's talent can translate into wins. Otto Porter Jr., when he is not injured and partying, was really expected to be a reliable 3-and-D guy at the small forward position. Injuries really held him back, and he has a big contract, so the Bulls are really hoping he can stay on track. Wendell Carter Jr. is a great talent for this team, and he's expected to take a much bigger offensive role for this team under Billy Donovan. It's going to be interesting to see how he is played because Wendell has potential as an all-around center who can score inside, does need to polish up his offensive game, but he can also pass and defend, and he's going to be a guy trusted in the Bulls system. Then we have to see what these other guys progress in terms of their development. Coby, Zach, Lauri, who will be the reliable playmaker? We also have to see more from Denzel Valentine. He has been forgotten, and the Bulls brought him back despite him being moved out of the team's rotation. And Billy Donovan is a plus because the bar was really set low with Jim Boylen as the coach. So the Bulls are getting a fresh start here with Billy Donovan as the coach. And he has been a guy that helped coach teams to the playoffs and got more notoriety after the run OKC went on last season. The Bulls team are on track to hopefully stir their ship around and build on their young core. Right now, everyone on this team has something to prove, and I expect the Bulls to be in the playoff race. They may miss the playoffs, but still be a competitive team in the East.